wanna do is gas me. How we end up in the backseat, just trying to get to the bag. We on the same page, you the same way.
Should I talk about my BBL story? Let's do it. Good morning, friends. I am literally so tired, so sleepy. I only slept about 4 hours yesterday. I literally stayed up doing an assignment for one of the classes. I think it's what Catholics believe. My eyes are so puffy right now. I have a lash appointment at 7:45 today. I'm gonna go to my lash appointment, then I'm gonna go get waxed. I might get a pedicure. I don't know if I want to. Kind of like a self-care day. I feel like it's been a while since I have like a self-care day. I went to go get my nails done last week and I really just decided to go short just because school, the new quarter began, and it's like it's so hard to manage doing the schoolwork and the computer when you have long nails. Like it just kind of makes me super slow. But guys, I got a new camera. I got the DJI Osmo camera and I got the creator pack, so it came in this box. You guys can see it turns around like that, and I feel like it's just very nice. It's so convenient because I remember using my Canon GX7 for vlogging, and it was so hard to set it up in a tripod. Like, I mean, it wasn't like super like out of this world, but this one is more easier, it's smaller, you can fit in anywhere. So I'm just very excited for this new adventure with this new camera. But I've been going to the gym very consistently lately. I've been doing cardio very consistently. I feel like I do need a rest day, so I think today's gonna be my rest day just because I barely had any sleep. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna go on Sundays, so I'm going 6 days in a week. Really, my goal is to lose 5 to 10 pounds before my trip on March. Once you reach a certain weight, I feel like it's hard to lose even more. I feel like it becomes more challenging, especially because you try to burn off stubborn fat. So it's not really like the easiest. But the only issue is that, like, dude, I can't like leave the Starbucks. I can't leave the Dunkin'. It's so hard to eliminate those things from my diet. I'm gonna go and change so I can get ready to head out. I'm gonna be wearing these ones, the Define leggings. Guys, so this is the fit. I'm wearing my moon boots. I love these moon boots. These are the leggings and this aloe sweatshirt. I feel like, look how good these leggings. I'm gonna be on my way to my lash appointment. At 7 Brew, I'm gonna get my favorite banana bread blondie. Hey guys, I finally took a shower. I already prepped my face to start doing my makeup, and I got myself a little bit of snacks because I'm trying to like at least eat something because I feel very tired. I barely slept and I'm just like let's try it real quick.
Do you want to see my breakfast? I don't know how this tastes.
I'm gonna go out with my boyfriend and my little brother. We're gonna go out to eat. We have a little surprise for him, but it's an activity that he's always just been looking forward to do. I talked to my boyfriend. I was like, we should surprise him today after school, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. A little cute Friday date night with my little brother. Should I talk about my BBL story? Let's do it. I'm not telling nobody to go do it because it's a lot. Honestly, like before I say anything, I just really want to tell everybody that please do your research on your doctor. Make sure that he's specialized in doing the procedure. Make sure that he's board certified. Even if the doctors are out of the country, there's always a website that does check if they're board certified. You really just don't want to go with anybody and then risk your life. And then really important that you guys are sure that you guys are going with a great doctor. Back in 2021, and we're just like low-key thinking, I'm like, I should really like, you know, I always look into BBLs. I'm like, oh my god, these girls with perfect bodies. And I was 20 at that time, so it was crazy that I really had this thoughts and thinking about it. I was very young. My body still needed like to go through a lot of changes. Right now I am noticing these changes, and it's crazy that just within a few years your body can just absolutely change. Your hormones change, body is not the same, your body reacts differently to certain things. You're just changing into your grown woman's body, and that's perfectly normal. I was 20 at that time. I've always been absolutely insecure about my body. I feel like my body was just not proportionate. Like everybody had this tiny waist. Everybody had like these like, you know, like a nice butt. You know, I've always compared myself to everybody. Unfortunately, I was like that, and it's sad that I really like put myself into situations and where like, you know, I wanted to go get surgery. But at the end of the day, I really don't regret it. I felt really good about myself right after. I went to school and I just transferred from another university, and I was ready to start the winter quarter, but unfortunately, like there was just a few issues. Some credits didn't transfer. FAFSA like just wanted some extra information, and I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna take these 2 quarter offs, and I'm just gonna go and work and get my money up, and then I'm gonna save up for this BBL. So I worked. I saved my checks. Like I saved up like about 70% of my check. I kept the 30% for like my credit card bills and everything. And then right after, I started looking at doctors. You know, I was like, which doctor should I go with? You know, I started looking at their Instagram pages. There was this one doctor. She was a woman doctor. And I was like, I low-key felt more comfortable going with a woman doctor than a man, even though it's like, remember the same thing. But, you know, I already had it booked. I was like, I'm so excited. But somebody referred me to a doctor that, you know, everybody in Colombia knew about. They were like, you know, he's trusted. I know people who got their body done with him, and I was like, yeah, you know, if I know that people got their body done, they look good, and plus he's a trusted doctor, like I was like, let's do it. Time started getting closer. Literally, like, tell my dad about this whole situation. I was like, hey dad, like, you know, like I'm really trying to get this done. And it's not only a BBL done. I actually did get like a breast reduction. My breasts were huge, guys. That was another insecurity. Going back to the conversation about like my parents, I was like telling them like, hey, like my mom has always been so supportive about these things. If anything, she's like, you know, if you're gonna get it done, it's for you to make you feel better about yourself. And I'm glad that, you know, if you're gonna go get it done, when you come back, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna be happy about yourself. So if anything, my mom was giving me positive energy. Like my mom, for real, she's very supportive about situations like this, just because she knows how does it feel like. Issue here was telling my dad, because my dad's like, okay, like, first of all, you've never been in Colombia. Second of all, it's scary that you're gonna go overseas to get this procedure. Like, why don't you just get something done here? And honestly, because this doctor is trusted, people got their body done there, and it's like, I just want to go, because I know that in Colombia, I've never seen a really, 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 really well done body here in the States. If anything, I feel like Dr. That was his name? Young Money, Dr. Young. I feel like he's the best doctor in the United States. Like, honestly, like if you're gonna get your body done in the United States, get it done with him. Yeah, Dr. Young Money, his work is so phenomenal. Like, honestly, if I want to get another BBL, I would literally go to him. I would literally fly. I think he's in Texas, so I will fly out to Texas to get my body done by him. I don't care spending about $30,000. But if you're spending $30,000 on another doctor in the United States, you're wasting your money, unless I'm really wrong. I really understand why people do get their bodies done in the United States, because they don't want to leave. You know, some people are moms, some people are, you know, parents. They really have to be close to their kids, which is understandable. Plus, I understand that the risks, something happens to you, you know, there's no language barrier, especially if you don't know any Spanish, if you go to like, you know, a Latin country to get your body done. Did I even leave off? Okay, yeah, but then I told my dad, I was literally like, you know, he's a trusted doctor. And then at the time, he honestly just gave up. He was just like, you know, he accepted the fact that I was going to get my body done regardless. Anything, you know, he was like, you know, if you need anything, just let me know. Like, my dad, again, even though he's so against it, me going, the only reason why he was more, I guess, was scared was because no one, not my mom, not him, was going to come to Colombia with me. If anything, it was going to be my aunt, que me iba a acompañar, who was going to come with me. So, or my mom would have came with me, or both would have came with me. If anything, they would have been a little more tranquila. They would have been more accepting. But the thing is that I was going to go fly out alone, meet up with my aunt. They were kind of like, they were not really sure. After that, my dad was like, cuídate, you know, everything's going to go well. Everything's going to be a success. I'm so happy that you're going to feel good about yourself. I'm glad that you're doing this for yourself. You know, words of encouragement. So the thing is that when I talked to this doctor, the doctor told me that it was necessary for me to stay a minimum of 15 days. And in Colombia, you do have to stay a minimum of 15 days. Some people choose to lie, and I guess not follow that. Please stay 15 days. You're gonna go to Colombia or just like in any other part of the world, just because you never know what might happen to you. First of all, your body's still recovering from a traumatic surgery. Second of all, you know, your blood is still trying to circulate. Third of all, it's like you're in risk of infection. It's really like really necessary for you to stay, just because you want to avoid anything, or you'll want to avoid something happening to you on the plane. Doctor was Dr. Juan Carlos Lopez in Cali, Colombia. This is my doctor right here. Do I recommend my doctor? I really do, if you're trying to get a natural result. I was literally looking through Instagram pages, get inspo pictures. I was ready to show them to the doctor. Hey, this is how I want to look like. I get there and the doctor tells me, you know what? Your body is different. Everybody is literally different. Your body is not going to end up looking like this girl. So like, don't have that same expectations. You're going to look amazing. You're going to look bomb if you go with a really good doctor. But please don't compare your results, or don't expect to end up like the girl you saw on Instagram, just because you're probably not going to end up looking like her. If you do, perfect, like period. But if you don't, it's going to make it even worse, because I know people who literally like did the same thing, and then they got their body done, they didn't act like the person, they're literally depressed. They're like, this is a waste of money. Like, no, honestly. And it's hard not to feel that way, trust me, because in some way I can relate. I genuinely told myself, I'm not gonna end up like that IG model, because first of all, some IG model have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 BBLs. You're only going through your first one. These Instagram people be getting 2 or 3 BBLs, like they're on their round 2 or 3. So I know that literally like my whole commentary is all over the place. I'm gonna give you an ass. I'm gonna give you some hips. I'm gonna take off fat, because literally like I'm not 100% like hourglassy. I'm not like, I don't have the smallest waist ever, because genuinely I was literally a rectangle, guys. I literally had absolutely no definition on my waist. Take a few inches down your waist. We're gonna put the fat in your ass and your hips. So I trusted the doctor. The doctor was kind. During that time, I'm not sure enough if he still has his packages going on or not, but you know, it included a few things. It did not include the medication. So make sure that you please address that. Honestly, if the doctor told you that your BBL is gonna be $4,000, don't just bring $4,000. You gotta bring like an extra $3,000 just to cover all the extra costs. There's like a bunch of miscellaneous costs. Like, you're gonna come back after you be like, damn, like I spend way more. But in reality, it's because first of all, housing. Second of all, you gotta go grocery shopping. Third of all, you gotta pay for your medicine. You gotta pay for your antibiotics. You gotta pay for your faja. You gotta go pay for taxis. It might be cheaper over there, but it all adds up eventually. But anyways, during his package, I think it did came with like a little like foam for the butt. It came with the faja, and it came with like a certain amount of massages. I was excited. I was like, I literally looked at myself. I was like, this is gonna be so changing for me. I'm so excited. I'm gonna feel so good about myself. I'm gonna be so happy. Day before my surgery, I literally see this freaking Instagram page, and it was like, woman dies after getting Brazilian butt surgery. I was so ready to back out after seeing that. I was like, is this a sign? I was like, oh my God, like that's so freaking scary. Like, literally imagine, guys. And the thing is that this took place in Miami. And Miami's a whole nother story. I don't like how doctors perform their BBLs in Miami. I did not get a BBL in Miami, but I have experience of me going with people, you know, acompañándolas para que se hagan su cirugía. And I went. And baby, the doctors in Miami, the people in Miami, the secretaries, the staff does not care about you at all. You know, unless you're going to like a really good doctor, maybe it's different. But these $4,000, $5,000 specials in Miami, BBLs, oh, it's not a lot of money. First of all, the costs in Miami are super high. Like, you're going to get an apartment, you're going to spend over $1,000 in the apartment, like $2,000 for a minimum of like 15 days. In Miami, I don't think they make you stay 15 days. They actually make you stay like a minimum of like a week. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm incorrect. So please, sorry if I'm incorrect. That's another story. And then I woke up. I went early. I went to the clinic. I remember sitting there and I was like excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm finally gonna feel so confident about myself. I'm gonna look so good. I'm gonna feel confident in clothes. Like finally, like I'm not gonna feel like a mess. I remember the reason why I really like this doctor is that he literally saw me. He knows I was nervous because I told him, like, doctor, hey, like, I'm an anxious person. Like, and he saw me anxious, and the first thing that he told me was like, don't worry. He held my hand. He's like, you know, God, I'm gonna put all of my hands. You gotta trust me. Absolute best to assure that you're fine, you're healthy during the surgery. Everything's gonna go well. And I feel like those words of reassurance was so beautiful to me because I'm sure that how, you know, he really takes his work seriously. And guys, I'm gonna be super transparent, but I was awake during my surgery. I literally slept through my surgery when I was getting my breast done. I remember waking up and they were already like done with my breast. I just saw them sucking out the fat of my stomach and I was like, what the heck? And I guess they noticed that and they put me like, I think a little bit more anesthesia. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did. And it knocked me down again. But then I woke up and they started asking me questions about Peru. And I was like, yeah, like la ají de gallina está rico, lo hemos saltado. You guys need to go. It's so much fun. And they're like, yeah, like we had a whole conversation while they were taking fat out of my arms or part of my body. And the doctor told me, he's like, you know, I'd rather you be awake than you be asleep because I know that you're alive. I know that you're well. Honestly, some people are just very different when it comes to surgery. People who went with him, they told me that they knocked down the whole time they were there. Literally, I feel like I'm the only one who was like awake during my surgery. And here's the difference. When I mean about the BBLs in Miami and the BBLs in Colombia, I remember the doctors literally checking up on me after surgery. The doctor came, he told me everything's good, your vitals are good. The nurses came over me, they changed me to my faja, they took my temperature. They just did everything to assure I was fine. Miami, I witnessed just people discharging the patients right after surgery. Like literally, these women were literally so drowsy right after surgery. They didn't even have time, I guess, to like recover or like a few hours before being taken out. And it's horrible. Like it's really horrible what like the type of conditions these people be working on. Like I don't understand how this is even allowed. Like Miami should be definitely studied. I'm so against getting a BBL. If somebody tells me I'm gonna go get my BBL in Miami, I'm like, don't go. I know some people who got their body in Miami, they didn't even do anything to their body. They looked like the doctors didn't even do anything besides like take out like an ounce of fat. Oh my God. And then when we went to go get the massages done, the lines, the appointment of the person I was literally like with, it was at 10 in the morning. She didn't go in till 2 p.m. There's girls with like bleeding fajas waiting to, you know, get their massage done to feel better. They waited 2 hours in the freaking cold ass building to get terrible, guys. Like literally it felt like such a weird dream. Very like to the point that I had to take that person to the hospital because they were in so much pain and I kept calling the nurses. They were like, oh, this and that. Like they never answered. I called them, they never answered, they never picked up my call. I think one time they picked up the call and it's because I called the line. I guess you request pricing information and I called them. I was like, hey, that's when they quickly answered because all they want is just to get more people. But then after they're done with their surgery, they don't care about you. They don't care if you die. They don't care if you get an infection. They really don't care. This poor woman who died. I just saw this woman who died in this clinic in Miami. A lot of these deaths are because of medical negligence. So I had two amazing people help me out in Colombia. They were a blessing. I feel like I don't know where I would have been if they didn't come with me. Bad thing is in the one thing that that was my mistake. I didn't know that the Airbnb did not have an elevator. So right after surgery, literally like going up the stairs, all in pain and blood. But in Colombia, they give you this thing called la bomba de dolor. It's like medicine through like an IV and you have it there for like a few days. And honestly, like my pain wasn't bad. Like I'm so blessed that my pain wasn't bad at all. It was really, really, really tolerable. The massages did hurt, but they weren't like super like painful. The only time that it did hurt is when they took out that bone back, because I didn't have any medicine. I didn't have any like pain medicine going through my system anymore. So that's when I actually felt that I was like, damn, like this is the real pain. This is the real pain. But it was a shot for me that they had to put to avoid any blood clots in my body, and those were painful too. But I feel like you just get used to it. Honestly, guys, the way that my mindset is that I'm putting myself through this, so I have to handle it. I chose to put myself in a situation, so might as well just front the consequence. First regret was when I got my BBL, I was a little bit heavier. I really wish that somebody would have told me that, you know, it is okay to lose weight before getting a BBL. For me, you know, it depends on your goal. So for me, I wish I lost weight so I could probably have like a more snatched waist. And that was my goal. Ultimately, was to get a snatched waist. I really didn't care about having a big ass. I just wanted a snatched waist. And then my second regret was literally going on a completely gluten-free diet, not taking any protein, and I lost 25 pounds. My butt is not as big. Anything, I really don't regret getting my body done in Colombia. I don't regret the doctor. I don't regret my experience. If anything, I wish I could have waited like a little longer to get this done when I was a little bit more mentally and physically mature. But if anything, I'm so glad that I had really supportive parents. I'm glad that I had like a great support system. My friends, my sister, they were very positive about this whole situation, and that's what makes you feel better. You know, like unfortunately, some people do not have the type of support system, and sometimes when they want to get something done, all they do is just get like negative comments from people, that especially like from their closest people, and that's how it shouldn't be. So if you know somebody who's gonna go get a BBL, like always be kind to them, always try to, you know, everything's gonna go well. Yes, guys, that is my BBL experience. I'm not trying to tell people to go get one. No, absolutely no. I hate when people are just like, oh, you should have loved yourself first before getting it, you should have done this. Honey, you can love yourself with or without surgery. There's no law about that. People always got something negative to say. A little bit overweight, you're too fat. If you're literally too skinny, you're too skinny. People are not going to be complacent. Like literally now that I lose weight, people are just like, oh my God, you got too skinny. But once I was a little bit heavier, they're like, oh, you look too fat. So what? So what exactly are you like? What do you want? Exactly. People are not going to be complacent. People are always going to find ways to talk about you. People are always going to, you know, go out their way just to say something negative. So might as well just do whatever you want. Just, if you want to get that BBL, go get that BBL. If you want to go get Botox, go get that Botox. If you want to get some lip filler, go get some lip filler. If you want to cut your hair, cut your hair. If you want to get some extensions, get some extensions, girl. Literally, you don't need no approval. You don't need no validation from anybody besides yourself. And let's talk about my results. And we were just like, okay, so what are your results like? Guys, like I said, my results are absolutely natural. They're super, super natural. Some people don't even know I got my body done. People are just like, you got your body done? You literally look so natural. And for me, that was literally like my goal. Eventually, there was points where I was like, oh, you know what? I wish I had a smaller waist to better. But if anything, I still feel good about myself. I still feel like he did a great job, and I still feel very confident now more than ever. So people gotta understand also, you gotta keep it up with the gym. You know, BBL is just not getting the BBL. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure you don't gain the weight back. Most likely it's gonna go to your ass, but sometimes it's gonna go to places that you really don't want to go. I gained a lot of weight in my arms. I gained a lot of weight, you know, on my double chin. I gained a lot of weight in my back, in my lower back, and it's like, it was a mess. Ignore the toes, but I'm gonna wear this jumpsuit. It broke here, but I'm like, whatever. But I'm gonna wear this jumpsuit even though it's freaking cold. But I'm gonna wear it with the leather jacket, so it should look good. So
can I tell them? So we're surprising Carla's little brother with this Squid Game experience and dinner.
Because he's a fan of Squid Games.
We're going to Fogo de Chao after, but he thinks we're going to Giordano's and returning clothes.
What? Water.
Water?
Yes. So we surprised them with this little activity. So he's very happy now.
Cheers.
Cheers, Leo. You're happy?
Yep.